Hello, this is PalicoPadge and welcome to another episode of Padge Plays YOLO Edition. YOLO Edition? Haven't quite made my mind up about that. Today we are playing March of the Living. It's been developed by a person called Machine22. No sort of gender giveaway there, so we'll just stick to Machine22. And published by Creaky Corpse Ltd. Released, I think it was in the first third of last year, and it's a nice mashup between a game like FTL, as everyone knows by now, an FTL like, if you will, but set obviously in a zombie apocalypse setting, and it reminds me very much of The Walking Dead. And I figured with The Walking Dead, well, the second half of the season of Walking Dead coming out this week, then it'd be good to jump into this and give it a play. It also has an awesome soundtrack, so it's a cross between FTL and a choose your own adventure with lots of zombie killing in between. Shall we crack on? Let's crack on. New game. So as you can see, there are 4 possible starting characters you can choose from. I've only played this game, I think this will be my 5th playthrough since I've bought the game, and haven't completed it yet. It's difficult on normal, but I'm going to try and do it on normal. I'm not gonna go easy. Where's the fun in easy? And if I can't do normal, what's the point of trying hard? So hopefully we'll get far with Greg today. If not, what I'll probably do is play it off camera, and when I do eventually open up the other characters, I'll look at playing those as separate YOLO editions as well, because I really like this game. So Greg, he has the HP of 10, pistol bullets of 20, which is good at it. He also is an expert in shooting as a pistol, so he gets a 10% bonus on top of the usual stats when it comes to guns. He also has a hammer, some close-up fighting, just in case, you run out of pistol bullets, or, you just fancy smashing some zombie skulls in. And he is steadfast and decisive. Greg might not be the luckiest man alive, but when his mind is made up, there's no dissuading him from his course. He'll stop at nothing when it comes to finding his ex-wife and child. And that is our mission. We are off looking for our ex-wife and child. Carl! Carl! It's not Carl, but even so. Let's crack on. Just loading up the nasties. For the past couple of weeks you've been barricaded in your home, trying to get hold of your ex-wife Chloe over the phone. No one on the other end has ever picked up though, and this has made you worried for both her and your son, Tom, over whom she has custody. Even though you and Chloe may not have parted on the best terms 2 years ago, you still care about them and want to be sure they're both safe in this post-apocalyptic nightmare. Storing as many supplies as you can realistically carry in your old car, you drive over the state border towards their home. Soon enough, your vehicle runs out of fuel and grinds to a halt. Just before you ditch it though, you hear an interesting broadcast over the radio. Survivors in the secured city of Wellston, far to the east, claim to have a ship, which they plan to use to find sanctuary offshore. If you can find Chloe and Tom, maybe you can take them there. And that's what we're going to do. We're heading for Wellston. No sleep till Wellston. Well, a little bit of sleep, but not much. There's zombies around, So a quest marker has been added to our map. So first things first, we click on our map, and as you can see, it looks like a bit of a squiggle. But each of these squares represent a different path you can take in order to be able to get to our quest marker, which is where our son and ex-wife are at the moment. And this is random. This can be anywhere over the map. So you've got your normal squares, which are just stops. They can be anything random as far as the story is concerned. And then you have the cities. And in cities you can loot from several different places, but obviously there is a higher chance of being caught by the nasties. But generally it is good to hit the cities, because that's the best way of getting your supplies up. With that being said, we need to get to the lower part of this map, so let's go straight down, straight south. So we're here at the moment. These are your possible outcomes, and we are going straight south. Let's do this. So you carry on walking. Right in the top corner, right hand corner should I say, just here is your destination. That can range anywhere, in my experience, between 35 to 10 kilometers. You also have the growls in the center. As this gets higher, there is more chance for you to be stopped by zombies in order to have to fight them. The road is blocked by a group of infected too big to fight, so you decide to take a detour from the main road. After fighting your way through a trail of tree roots and overgrown flora, you come across an old abandoned house, long since retaken by nature's overgrown vines. You estimate it must date back at least 60 years. Walking around the side, you find an entrance held shut by thick rope, which you carefully remove. It leads down, which by your reckoning should lead you into an emergency shelter or basement. Right, so things you pick up on in those couple of paragraphs. Firstly, it's been tied up from the outside, not the inside. So that means stuff has been kept in rather than out. And yeah, well, we've taken the rope off, haven't we? The other thing to be worried about is the fact that it's abandoned. It says it in itself, really. If it was a secure place, you'd thought there'd be a patrol on or something. So, but I'm not one to, you know, mess about. Let's enter the shelter. You carefully climb down the ladder into the shelter. Unfortunately, it seems as if someone had gotten here before you, as the place has been stripped clean of any supplies you could have taken. Sighing with disappointment, you exit the shelter and return to the main road. Now, the one thing you'll remember in this game is no guts, no glory. Now, if I may just digress for a second, up in the top left-hand corner, you have your possible portraits of the people you can have, and obviously me, myself, and I, being Greg and all. And as you can see, we have fatigue and we have hunger. As we progress, both our fatigue and hunger goes up. The higher the fatigue, the more chance there is of you missing, as your stats will take a penalty on them. Usually between 5 and 10%. I haven't seen it go much worse, but don't hold me to that. It could obviously always be worse. Always be worse. Then just below that, where we have the reload button, we have our pistol bullets, our shotgun bullets, our rifle bullets, wrong way around, and our food. Every time we eat, you eat one food, and that goes down to 0, regardless of how high it's up, unless it goes over. And it can go over, but there's no way of telling how far over it is. So usually when you get up to the top of hunger, it's best to stop and eat. You can also rest on the road, or you can rest at more secure places like cities, or at certain encampments you may come across along the way. Anyway, enough jibber-jabbering, let's crack on. Right, we're right next to a city. Now would be a great time to show you a city. Let's do that. So we're only 14 kilometers away this time. Growls are pretty low. But the thing, as I said before, that I love about this is the music. It's so atmospheric. You arrived in Lasara. Cities are great to find supplies, but are also highly dangerous places, so be careful. Now, you can actually go to each one. You don't have to choose just one. So we'll make our way down. So police station first. Select for how long you'll be searching the police station. The more time you spend searching, the more things you might find. But obviously, the higher the chance there is of an encounter. Now, again, this seems to differ depending on city, but usually it hovers around the same sort of percentage. So, again, no guts, no glory. But obviously, the more you have, the worse chance there is of you actually getting away scot-free, as it were. With this, though, I tend to try and stay below the 50% threshold. So searching for 40 minutes for 43% seems like a good go. So our time goes up, and you successfully completed your scavenging run. Oh, and we got 10 pistol bullets. That is awesome. That is awesome. Right, so up here we've got a scavenge button now we can press. So we shall do that. Well, we shall also click this to speed up to travelling in between, but you don't have to worry about that. We also have hospitals we can go to. That's pretty low. Look at that jump now in between 40 to 60 minutes. That extra 20 minutes, it's over double the encounter chance. I'm guessing this is because it's the first city, so we'll go for 40 minutes this time round. And we see we're successful again. Antibiotics, good, awesome. Don't need to use them yet, but that's good. That's good. Next one down the list is the grocery store. And again, we'll go for 40 minutes there. I just like going on odds, that's all. I think you've got a much better chance if you leave it below 50%, he says, before getting into the first set of nasty, nasty zombies. Now, as you can see, this is where it comes in a little bit like FTL. You can press space to pause, or you can carry on playing it real time. Now, in cities, they tend to come from both sides. They can come from just the one side when you're out in town, which makes it a bit easier. You can also flee if you want, and your character will sort of skulk. That's the word I'm looking for. Skulk off the bottom of the page, of the screen. You know what I'm saying here. You may also see at the bottom there's a hit chance. Now, because we've got the pistol out at the moment, it just gives you the range on where you need to get in order to get a decent percentage as far as shot accuracy is concerned. You can also have a body shot, which has quite high damage and better chance. You also have a headshot if you want to kill them straight off, and you can also decide to not attack at all if you want to. That being said, let's hold for a second. So we've got 2 on the one side, 3 on the other. I don't like my odds here. We're going to flee. It's no good taking damage first thing. Get away, Greg. Run, run. Oh, we've lost our hammer. Oh, God. Okay. So there goes our melee weapon. That's not good. But we can carry on scavenging, so that's good. Usually if you were to scavenge at if you were to have to fight at a certain stop you had on the road and you decide to flee, you then go back to the point you were at before, and you can either choose to go back or you have to carry on that exact fight, or you can choose another way around if you so choose. Again, just something else to keep in mind. So once again, we'll go for 40 minutes on the drugstore. We're looking for more antibiotics or first aid kits if possible. And we've got food at the drugstore. Probably some Nutri-Grain bars or something like that. Then we've got the scavenge of the apartments. This is where you got more chance of finding stuff like hammers. Percentage is a little bit higher here. We'll go with 40 once more. And we have found another food ration. We're actually doing okay for food. Good at it. But we have lost our hammer. That's not so great. Okay, so that's as much as we can do in the city. Now, because we're in the city, it's a good chance to eat and sleep relatively penalty-free. I say relatively because I have to find somewhere to sleep. So let's eat first. So we shall eat. That's one gone. Hunger straight down or back into the green. And then we shall rest. So he spends a few minutes trying to find somewhere to rest. Hopefully, there we go, we found a safe place. There are times where you will be confronted with zombies at that point, but that's fine. That's fine. So our fatigue is right down. Our hunger's middling. It's 3 in the morning. Let's crack on. So where should we go now? Well, might as well stay direct, I suppose. That was a short run. You take refuge in a small park, sitting yourself down on a bench. As you sit there cleaning your weapons, you notice that you aren't alone. A pair of grown adults, a couple presumably, have dressed themselves in what can only be described as superhero outfits. You notice they appear to be giving piggyback rides to small children and shouting obnoxious catchphrases. The scene is both heartwarming and confusing. You call the adults over with a wave of your arm. They let their children down near the playground and walk over. They're a real load of work, the mother says. So much that we barely have time to go out and acquire new things. We'd be willing to trade for items if you're interested. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. What have you got for me? So I've got a portable radio, a crossword puzzle book, and a watch. You'll never be late again. Is it possible to be late in the zombie apocalypse? I don't think there are any sort of, curfews or anything like that anymore. The portable radio could be interesting. Could be interesting. What could we sell though? 3 credits. How much is 2 credits on the pistol bullets and 4 on the food. We could. How much are they willing to? See, it's exactly the same, which isn't so good. Let's sell 2 bullets for the portable radio, and treat your kids to an ice cream. Right, off to a very long run now. This is going to be 30k plus, I'd have thought. It's going to get us pretty close to where we need to be, though. Wow, 50k. There you go. Oh, and I'm hungry. Let's stop. I believe if we're hungry, we take, HP penalty, -2. And fatigue increases faster, which isn't good. So let's eat. Cool. And we'll carry on. As you take a moment to pause, you notice a backpack lying on the side of the road. There's nobody else around, so it's probably been abandoned for some time now. Oh, shotgun shells and a wedding ring. Will you marry me? Well, we'll take them. We got the space. It's a shame we can't pick up the backpack. Never mind. We won't dwell too much on that. Then we want to go northeast, and then we're straight on to where we need to be. Oh, it's getting dark on day 2. A traveller hails you from a distance. You raise your gun and tell the stranger to keep his distance while you pass him. Stop walking and ask him from a safe distance if he has any goods to trade, or carefully walk towards him. He hails us, so he's not like he's going, I want to trade. Or even, I suppose it's just, hail! Or hello! One would presume hello. It's the more modern way of saying it, as opposed to hail. Let's carefully walk towards him. Hi! Before he can continue, a bunch of infected emerge from the woods. A rotter lunges forward and sinks its teeth into the man's neck. He falls to his knees, crying out in pain. So we can fight the infected, or he's bitten and there's nothing you can do besides walking away. I'm going to walk away. We could probably loot his stuff, but I'm going to walk away because I'm on a mission. You've got to be selfish in the apocalypse. You've got to look after numero uno. I've got an ex-wife and kid to think about. I'm this close to getting there. Why would I go and put it all on the line for some guy who I've never just met, who doesn't keep his eyes around him, doesn't keep an ear open? He had it coming. He had it coming. Saying that, let's go see the ex. Let's go see the ex-missus. Oh, we're tired as well. Oh, right, and here we go. So we've got a zombie behind us. 2 in front, 1 behind. We've only got our gun. Right, now, you do all this by moving the mouse, which is obviously a good thing. Our fatigue's hurt, so we've taken a penalty on our hit chance. Let's go to the middle of the screen, see what's going on. Maybe we can aim for this guy. Can you get a shot in quick? Yep, awesome. Come on, Greg. He is not taking any penalties whatsoever. He's taking no shit off anyone. Oh, we got a blanket. Looks brand new except for that big spot of blood on one side. I'll just turn it over, that's fine. And I think we're pretty much there. Boom. You arrive outside your ex's apartment, carefully entering the front lobby through the shattered glass front door. You keep an eye out for infected as you make your way to the 3rd floor. To your dismay, you find fresh blood sprayed across the halls in a macabre, that's the word. Macabre. We're going to stick with that. Macabre display, matching the cordite smell and mix of human and rotted corpses throughout the building. This place must have fallen recently, making you fear the worst for your ex-wife and kid. You sneak over to the door of Chloe's apartment and listen carefully. You're alarmed to hear pottery smashing to the ground. Someone inside must be looting the place, or maybe it's some infected that got stuck inside. You're not sure, but it's cause for concern. You ready your weapons just in case. Well, we've only got the one chance, which is enter the apartment stealthily. As quietly as you possibly can, you slowly open the apartment door and creep inside. It's difficult to see with the light seemingly shot out. Peeking around the corner into the large living room, you see a lone figure tearing the place apart, tossing aside piles of clothing and junk, trying to find something of value. This figure, a short, snivelling man, has a shotgun slung over his shoulder and seems incredibly agitated. You watch him for a moment and notice him shaking and making strange noises every time he lays a finger on something. So we can try the diplomatic approach and talk to the man, or this man seems too unstable to reason with, shoot him and save yourself some trouble. Again, I'm going for the selfish option here. And also, he's in my ex-wife's apartment. So, therefore, he's trespassing. And being an ex-husband, I'm sure that would stand up in court. I'm just looking out for her own. That is, if courts still exist, and it's not just one of these, we find you guilty of being a knob, I'm going to shoot you. At least have some sort of, way of going about it properly. I'm not saying lawyers are still around. Hopefully all the lawyers have been eaten. Not a fan of lawyers, but that's a whole different story. But even so, although I'd like to give the guy a benefit of the doubt, let's retread the ground here. He's agitated, and he's short, and he's snivelling, and he has a shotgun, more importantly. So yeah, we'll just shoot him. Before the man can react, you fire your own weapon, striking your target cleanly in the torso. Whatever light was in the man's eyes has faded away thanks to you. You check out his shotgun, an older model, and immediately throw it away. The body and barrel show enough damage on it that you're certain it would explode if you tried to fire it. Oh, okay, never mind. You search the bedroom and find a corpse laid out on your former bed. Its face disfigured by... oh no, there's no mistaking that short, dark blonde hair, those highlights. Poor Chloe. You're going to find whoever murdered your ex-wife and completely destroy them. Enraged, you walk out of the room. There's no sign of Tom, but by searching the apartment further, you find a note scribbled on a torn shred of paper, signed by Zach, your ex's bastard of a boyfriend. Bastard. Warren, as always, you're late. I'm taking off out of this crazy place and going to my cabin. You know the place. I'm stuck with this stupid kid right now, but I figured we can use him to sneak into places and steal shit. If he dies, he dies. Anyway, don't waste time. You know where to find me. Zach. What a dick. You have mixed feelings about the situation. While you're glad Tom wasn't left to die here with his mother, it's clear that Zach doesn't care about him the way you do. You know all about the cabin Zach is talking about, considering it used to be yours before it was taken in the divorce. You remember Tom complaining about how dirty it was when he was taken there by his mother last summer. The fact that Zach isn't taking care of the place pisses you off. Head to your old cabin, Your map will be updated in Zone 3. Okay, well, I suppose we better have a quick look at the map then. So, yeah, so as you can see, there's a hell of a long way to go before we get to the end of Zone 1. We're going to get to Zone 3. Wow, okay. And then we've got sheesh. And then this is our final destination down the bottom. So at least it sort of, you know, rolls in the same direction. We're not having to go all the way up and all the way back down again, which I suppose we should be thankful for. Saying that, though, what are we on? Fatigue and hunger is up. Oh, we need to reload as well. You have to manually reload here, so we'll just click that. You never know. You never know when. Hunger's pretty low, so let's sleep first. This is a safe zone to rest. Thank you. And then we shall eat before we leave. Cool. And let's skedaddle. We will be going... although this is the further one, it looks like we can't actually go anywhere other than backwards on ourselves. So let's carry on forwards. Back into the country. I feel safe in the... Oh. Those were short-lived words. Right, let's travel into the middle of the road. We should be okay as far as shooting is concerned. 70%? I have faith in you. Come on, Greg, you haven't missed yet. One more. For the road. Oh, my God. And again, once more, quickly. Oh, we've got a hammer back. Okay, what are we going to drop? What would be less valuable? Oh, the blanket? I can see the wedding ring being worth quite a bit, being gold. But then again, from a survival perspective, the blanket will be worth more because it's usable. We'll drop the blanket. I haven't played this game enough to make an educated decision on that. I just like the fact I've got my hammer back. So let's carry on. A survivor limps out from behind a car and notices you standing before him. Hey, I'm hurt pretty badly. I don't want any trouble. I just need a little help and be on my way. He puts a little pressure on his leg by accident, and his face tenses. Blood soaks the area where the wound is located. So we can help the man undress his wound, or we can tell him we can't help. Is it a bite? Is it a bite? We're gonna tell him we can't help. We're playing the bastard edition, so let's tell him we can't help. You're not going to help? Fine, I don't need you. I'm strong enough to do this. He angrily limps along. Sorry, friend. Shame we can't loot that car in the background. Oh, let's carry on. Let's do the sort of half and half run. That'll take us straight down to the city too, which I think would be a good idea. So yeah, we'll go to there. Nice quick one. Lovely. You're just about to make out a small log cabin in the trees. Oh, you're just about able to make out a small log cabin in the trees. I was like, what the hell? It doesn't make any sense. It's my reading. Right, so we can look through the window, go inside and search for supplies, or leave the cabin alone. Well, the sensible thing is to look through the window, I suppose. I wonder if it means, though, if I look through the window, I can't actually look, go into the cabin after, which seems a bit silly. So, yeah, we'll look through the window. You peer through the window to see an assortment of old tools and spare parts laying around. There are no signs of anyone inside. Well, let's go inside, then. Who will you send in to search the cabin? Me! Greg enters the cabin and cessed about searching for supplies. It isn't long before he finds something of use. Woo! That was awesome! Yeah, we'll take all of that. Thank you very much. Super duper. Super duper. Thank you, cabin. Off to the city. We haven't reloaded either. Let's hope the growls stay low. Can I reload now? I can. So, once again, we shall go through them all. Start at the police station. So, we're looking at a 14% difference here. That's pretty close to 50% for 60 minutes. Let's give it a whirl. We're okay for bullets, so I don't mind spending that little bit longer right now. Awesome. Oh, we did really well. Do antibiotics stack? They don't. They don't. Okay, well, I guess we'll be leaving those where they are. It's only 1 HP. It's not a lot, he says. They're only worth 1 credit as well. So, yeah, we'll leave that. Scavenge to the hospital. And again, we'll do 60 minutes again. That's close to 50%. Oh, okay, we've got 4. Where are they? You're there. You're on my right. You're on my left. You're on my right. There's 5. There's 5. 5's a lot. 5's a lot. We're going to flee. Run away. Run away. We didn't drop anything that time. Good. Okay, so we'll go back to the grocery store. That's just below 50. But 40 minutes at the grocery store. Here's hoping. Oh, lordy. So I think it's going to be 2 and 3 again. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. Go, Greg. You missed, Greg. Damn it, Greg. Right, we need to get... Take a shot at that one quick. Quickly. Right, move. When the crosshairs come up, it means that he's being aimed at and there's a possibility he's going to get hit. This is when you have to kite them. Take a shot quickly. Take a watch. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Run, 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 run. Now, thankfully, as you can see, we are ever so slightly quicker than the zombies. So it is just a case of kiting them backwards and forwards, which isn't so bad. Run. Let's get one more shot in before we have to go back the other way. As it stands, I get on pretty well with... Or reload. When I've just got the one person. It's when I have more than one person to deal with when it starts to get a little bit confusing. Run. You shot him, but he's still up. Fair play. Fair play. You missed that time, Greg. You're wasting bullets, Greg. We'll reload as well. So concentrate. Aim. And fire. Oh, life. Don't get bitten. Don't get bitten. Let's try the hammer. Hit them. Hit them. Hit them. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh no, we're bad. We're bad. Why aren't you moving? Oh, we're grappled. Oh, jeez. Okay. Push him back. Run. Oh, grappled again. Oh, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. We took a lot of damage there. Let's use that. What are we on? 4 out of 8. Oh, lordy. We'll go back to the gun, because that didn't go that well. And we didn't even get to scavenge. Oh, that's rubbish. Right, well, here's for the drugstore, and here's hoping we get a medipack. Are you kidding me? Oh, we're going to have to flee. Health is rubbish. You're fleeing in the wrong direction, Greg. You're getting near them, Greg. The key is to flee in the opposite direction, Greg. Yeah, I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry. We're trying our best here. We're going to go for 60 minutes. We need to find something. Can you hear those creepy kids in the background? Right, flee again. This has not been good. This has not been a good city for us. What a complete write-off. So let's eat and let's rest. Cool. So that'll bring our fatigue down. And we'll eat once more before we leave. Boom. So we're now up to what? 6 of 10. It's okay. It's not the best, but we're going to have to crack on. Not a good city for us. Oh well. Cries of agony attract your attention from just over a rise in the road, where you spot a man sitting down. You move closer, but suddenly halt as you realise that past the bump, the road is completely lined with small, sharp wooden stakes. And not only that, the man's body has been impaled by the stakes in several places. Feet, hands, buttocks. Nasty, nasty. Just looking at the pain this man is in makes you cringe. So we can try to lift the man out, or we can put him out of his misery. Feet, hands, buttocks. Well, they're survivable, aren't they? We need a bit of charity, so let's try and lift the man out. If he dies, we take his stuff anyway, I suppose. What? You attempt to make your way over to the wounded man, but in your haste, Greg somehow manages to step on one of the stakes. This sends spikes of pain straight up his leg, causing him to cry out. Greg pulls his foot straight out and back away from the field of spikes. This man can fend for himself. You now have your own problems to deal with. Shit. Well, that wasn't very good. Oh well, onwards, I guess. That was rubbish. That's not what we needed. So we're down to half health. You see a blanket of thick smoke drifting across the road. It appears to be coming from the woodland. Well, that's got to be good, surely. You know, smoke means fire, means civilization. Zombies don't like fires. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's investigate. You enter a clearing and find a fire still burning. Roasting over the fire are several skinned rabbits, but there are no signs of anyone nearby. So you can quickly grab the rabbits and run, leave the clearing and return to the road, or rest by the fire and eat the rabbits. We shall leave. We've got our own food. I'm not going to be eating someone else's. If I can snare rabbits, there's a good chance they could probably kill us. We're not that well adept. Adept, even. It's a case of kill or be killed, and if he can kill rabbits, he can kill us. A small clump on the road in the distance catches your eye, so naturally you walk towards it. Getting closer, you can make out a rough shape. It appears to be a small child laying on her side in the middle of the road, with a dog laying beside. From this distance, you can't tell if she's alive or infected. Well, should we call out to the child? We can throw a stone at her. Oi! You alive? Yeah, let's call out to her. You call out to the child, who doesn't respond straight away. The dog, however, wakes up immediately, growling loudly at you. The sound awakens the child, who you now see to be a girl no older than 7 or 8. Hi, she says, rubbing her eyes. I'm Lily, who are you? You tell her your name and begin to wonder what you should do next. Let's ask where her parents are. My parents? Lily puts a finger to her mouth and tilts her head as she thinks hard. Mummy said we were going to Grandpa's, but we got lost, and her face scrunches up. You can tell she's about to tear up. Can you take me to Grandpa's? She asks suddenly, giving you a little hand-drawn map she has. Pretty please? Why not? A quest marker has been added to your map. You agree to take the girl to her grandpa's home. She is clearly very excited by this. Yay! Rex, we're going to Grandpa's. Lily hugs the dog tightly. Let's go, she says to you, skipping ahead on the road. Your map has been updated. Hey, Lily. You good at anything? If we give you... Hang on. If we drop the hammer, and we give you the hammer. Ah, you can use the hammer. Excellent. You will be my little ninja. My little ninja. Where are we going to drop you off? Oh, it's not far. Yeah, we can drop you off. No problems. Ah. Yeah, we'll travel. We're almost there. Ah. Okay, so Lily, get out of there. Greg, midway. Take a few shots, son. Hopefully between us we'll be alright. It's only 2. We should be fine. Easy does it. Greg, you missed. Oh my life, Greg. Let's use Lily as bait. Go, Lily. Oh, this isn't good. Greg, are you taking aim straight away? You are, right. Lily, kite. Kite, Lily. You know what kiting is? Have you ever played World of Warcraft? Some shotgun shells. That'll do. That'll do. And, well, we're pretty much there. We might as well carry on travelling, I guess. In the middle of the road sits a lone vehicle. A family sedan with more than enough room to hold you and everything you own. Its doors has been left open, as if the owners were forced to depart suddenly. You carefully examine the interior, back to front, and find no evidence of a struggle, nor telltale signs of infection present in the upholstery. Simply abandoned, just like that. The keys are still in the ignition. Well, we can only try and start the car, so let's do that. You turn the keys and the engine does start briefly before sputtering and dying. Confused, you pop the hood of the car and take a look. Everything looks fine, as far as you can tell. Fuel gauge wasn't reading empty either, so that can't be it. Well, okay. Well, I'll just have to abandon the vehicle, I guess. Despite your best efforts, you have no idea how to get this car back into working condition. You'll have to just proceed on foot after all. That's okay. We can eat here. Fatigue is pretty high. Can we rest? Is it safe to rest? This is a risky zone to rest in. Select who remains awake to protect the group. Lily, you stay awake while I sleep. Well, that went alright. It's getting dark. The growls are high. Time to move on. So we want to go straight across now. Okay. Oh no, that's where we are. Up north, northeast. We're one stop away, Lily. Then we drop you off at Grandpa, get our reward, and carry on. The smell of rotting flesh suddenly fills the air. Oh. One? Lily, step back. Let a pro step up for this. Come on, Greg, don't let me down. I've bigged you up now. Boom. We'll reload. I've learnt my lesson there. Right, and off to Grandpa's, it would appear. She's tired. That's fine. We're there now. You eventually reach the destination marked on Lily's map. It is an older house hidden away on a back road. Thank you so much. Lily gives you a hug, then rushes off to the house. Rex following behind. Where was the dog in all this? I didn't see the dog. So much for a guard dog. Lily returns shortly and hands you a necklace and Mitch, then runs back to the house. You feel satisfied knowing that your charge has reached her destination safely. Ah. Well, there we go. All's well that ends well, I suppose. And we shall... We're not going to rest just yet. In fact, can we rest? It's risky. No. So we'll just eat. And we'll crack on. Now we could go to a city. Or we could just carry straight on. Let's go to the city. We could do with some health. And we can also sleep at the city. You arrived in Marston. Cities are great to find supplies, but are also highly dangerous places, so be careful. Right. So, let's do the police station, I guess. And we shall search for 40 minutes. I think that's a safe one to do. 5 on our health. No chance. Run, Greg, run! Oh, well, we lost the radio. It didn't seem to be doing much anyway. It was just tradable, so that's fine. I can live with that. Hospital. We should just do 40 minutes on that one. Seems like a very low percentage considering. Medkit. Fishing rod. Ah, because they come in useful. Oh dear. Grocery store. 60 minutes for 50%. Flip of a coin. Let's do it. Heads. Ah, what's heads? Oh, we've got a diamond ring now. I think we're going to become a jeweller. A post-apocalyptic jeweller. And we'll drugstore it. We'll go for 12% difference for an extra 20 minutes. No, let's play it safe. 40 minutes. We really need health. More food. We are swimming in food. The last place, the apartments. And 40 minutes again. Shotgun shell. Lots of shotgun shells and another food ration. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. We could do with a bit of health, but inventory wise we're doing great. So let's rest first. And we're good to go. And then we shall eat. Boom. Still 5 out of 10 though. And crack on, I guess. And we are now going to the nodule before the end of this side of the map. You come across what looks like a bloodbath by the looks of it. An unfortunate group of travellers must have encountered a horde of infected. You carefully examine the scene and find a man who appears to be barely alive and was clearly bitten. The man is clearly trying to talk, but it comes out as some faint growl. Give the man mercy and kill him, or approach the man and try to talk to him. So he was clearly bitten and he's growling. I grant you mercy, strange growling man. You carefully approach the man and smash his head with a rock just as he tries to grab you by the arm. Ooh. Oh, if only he'd handed over the camcorder before, we could have recorded it. It could have been his last will and testament. Oh well. You tend to think of these things after the time anyway, don't you? And on to our final destination on this side of the map. You notice what appears to be a fortified community some way ahead in the distance. As you approach, you notice a haggard-looking man slumped up against a tree. Having heard your footsteps, the man slowly climbs to his feet and staggers over. Friend, can you spare a hungry man some food? I haven't eaten all week. I'm afraid I don't have anything of value to trade, but I can offer you my services. You name it, I'll do it. I just need to eat. We can give him a ration. We've got enough of that. You hand the man a ration, which he wolfs down in just a few moments. Thank you, friend. I can't tell you what a relief it is to finally eat again. My name is Barry, and I'm a man of my word. I said I'd help you out, so just let me know what I can do. Well, you might as well join us, I suppose. But an extra man is always good. God damn it! I just thought, I left the hammer with a girl. I've got nothing to give him. Badly thought out. I'd be only happy to join you. Beats hanging around here begging for food anyhow. Barry replies with a genuine smile. Pleased with your decision to accept the man's help, you continue on down the road towards the settlement. Thankfully, we can buy a flashlight and a crowbar for him, so at least we can get him going. So we need to sell some stuff too. Right, so we shall sell the wedding ring, the fishing rod, the diamond ring, and the camcorder. So how many credits does that give us? 10 credits, right. So we will buy a flashlight and a crowbar. That leaves us 2. And 2. How much is food? 4. So to buy that is 12, which means 14. So we need to get rid of 14. So we'll sell some shotgun shells. And then... Oh, I didn't do that very well, did I? We don't have a shotgun yet. So let's sell shotgun shells down to 10. And buy the rest in pistol bullets. That makes sense. That makes sense. And that is just good, I think. Let's manage a group. So I'm going to drop that and that. Go over to Barry so he can pick that up. Oh, he's got whiskey on him. Not helpful to you, but highly sought after by others. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. I've got plenty of pistol shells. That's good. So you need to equip the crowbar. We've got that equipped. We've got the flashlight there. We're all empty. All good. So if well, we'll rest first. This is a safe zone. I know it's a safe zone. There's a guy standing there with loads of guns. Select who gets to... Select who gets to eat. Oh, we'll both eat as well. And we're good to go. This has been going on a while. So I think, seeing as we're at the end of this one section, we're on to the next section, I think I'll end the video here. And we'll continue this next week as an extension to this game. It's a level of a game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's a game I enjoy. And there are, as you can see, lots of different scenarios which happen when you get to the different nodules. And therefore, it's something which you can play or replay quite a lot. So far I haven't seen any of these stories before, so that's all good in the hood. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I guess I'll be seeing you next week. Take it easy. Hello, this is PalicoPadge, and welcome back to Padge Plays YOLO edition with the game March of the Living. Not the dead, the living. We're still alive. And we are, I wouldn't say marching. It's not like a military pace, but we're definitely walking. Walking of the living, if you will. This is part 2 of so far 2. We are with Barry. We are Greg at the moment. I should probably fill you in case you didn't see the first part. We are Greg. We are on the search for our boy who's been taken away by our ex-wife's bastard of a boyfriend. Our ex-wife is dead, by the way. We went to her apartment. Her head was caved in. We don't know if it was the ex-boyfriend that did it. We don't know if it was that jittery man that was in the apartment that did it. All we know is that she's dead and our son is taken off to a log cabin we supposedly lost in the divorce, which seems like a bit of a dud deal. But I suppose it's better for them to have it and to be there. And although the boyfriend, the new boyfriend of our ex-wife, is a bit of a dick, and it looks like he's probably going to use our son as a bit of a bait for the zombies, just to keep them away from him. But we can't talk, because that's what we did with a little girl on the last episode. So no judging here. We do need to go and get him. We need to go and get our son Tom. So that's what we're doing. We've just picked up Barry, the friendly alcoholic. He has some alcohol on him, he says. Hang on a second. There we go. We've just equipped him with a crowbar and flashlight. We've just rested and ate, so we're all good to go. I am needing health. We're only at half health at the moment. And obviously, if I die, the game is over. Let's just have a quick look at Barry's character. He's intimidating. Barry remains incredibly grateful that you offered him food in this time of need. That's great. Right, so intimidating. Sometimes no words are needed. He's a novice at the pistol, but he's intermediate with the other two. So I'm guessing he'll be good to, well, intimidate people, one would presume. So that might come in useful on certain stops along the way. And, well, let's get that going right away. On to the second section now. We've just done the first. We were pretty successful. We meandered around the bottom of the map. And now we're on to the second. It's uneventful as it stands right now. And we need to exit this section of the map on the bottom. So again, we'll probably stick to the bottom. There's a fair few cities to hit along the way. So we're not going to miss out by sticking to the bottom and not zigzagging all over the place. But from experience, I know this second section has faster zombies. So we do have to watch ourselves. And as you can see, we are heading for this big purple destination here. Zach's cabin. Or technically, Greg's cabin before the divorce. Which I think it should probably be named. It's more appropriate. Or even where my son is. But let's not digress too much. We need to crack on. We shall be going to probably the shorter one of the areas we can get to. Yeah, that's the shortest route. Let's do that. So it's us and Bold Barry. Oh my life. Okay. Right. So we've got 1, 2, 1 behind us. And that one, you can just about see a hand on the right hand side. So it'll be 3 ahead, 2 behind. Greg into the middle, Barry into the middle. Let's see how close these guys are going to get to us. Ah, there's only one this side. Okay. Greg, you come to there, take a shot. Barry, no. There we go. Right, he's good. Right, so Greg, stay where you are. Barry, you are on the kiting mission, sir. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Around them, Barry. Around them. Awesome. That is a strategy which works. I made it with the little girl. Thought it might be easier with the little girl because she's smaller. But that is definitely a strategy that works even with Big Barry. Big Bold Barry. Let's crack on. Nothing drops, that's a shame. A small silver car drives up over the hill, up from behind, and it is coming in your direction. It seems to be going a decent speed. Maybe you can flag it down in time. There's 2 of us now. We're grown men. I'm going to say yes. Do you want to flag down the car? Or who do you want to flag down the car? Well, Barry's intimidating. So if he was to be seen looking all intimidating as the car drove up, I'm sure he would have driven past. So we'll go with Greg. Greg walks out into the road and begins to wave his hands in the air to get the car's attention, but it doesn't stop and Greg is hit. The brakes on the car screech and it stops for a few seconds only to drive off afterwards. That is really bad. We're down to 2 HP. This might be a very short episode. Oh dear. let's crack on. Let's not dwell. Let's crack on. We're going to need to eat soon as well. You walk down the road a while, but you are eventually stopped dead in your tracks. Before you is a fiercely burning bonfire of corpses, excreting a nauseating stench of death. By your own estimates, the thick black smoke must be visible for miles. Let's check our immediate surroundings, see what's going on. Before you get too caught up in watching the flames grow higher, you tear yourself away and rush to the side of the road, preparing your weapons in case someone is in the area. It turns out that your fears were well founded, as no sooner do you enter the bushes, you hear the crunching of boots upon gravel. A small band of men armed to the teeth appear beside the corpse pile, adding more bodies to the bonfire. We'll stay hidden. Knowing you are outgunned, you stay in the bushes, listening in on their conversation. You find out these men belong to the second revolution and that they're out hunting for anyone and anything that moves. They don't seem like the friendliest of types, you decide. You remain hidden until they leave the area. Well, I think we played that pretty well. Hunger is okay. I'm going to eat because I don't know if I lose 2 health whether that kills me. So I will eat and we'll crack on. Let's face it, this is my story. It's all about me. If Barry goes hungry, that's Barry's problem. Onwards. We so need health. It's ridiculous. Wish I didn't give up that second antibiotic. That would have really come in handy. You approach a building which you recognise to be a toy shop, or so the sign above the door implies. You head inside and search the shelves, which unfortunately seem to be mostly empty. Around the back you spot a lone teddy bear sitting in the corner. Somehow it gives you the chills. Take the teddy bear or leave the bear alone? Let's take the teddy bear. Ah. You move to take the bear, but before you lay a finger on it, a small explosion rocks the building and throws you a few feet away to the floor. When you awaken from your daze, you find that the bear, half the roof and part of the wall have simply disintegrated into thin air. How you managed to survive is beyond you. But you sure aren't complaining. Who even booby traps toys anyway? Now, it said survive. I don't think that's true. You fall to the ground in agony. Knowing you've met your maker, you wonder how things could have gone so wrong. With your last breath, you curse yourself for starting such a dangerous journey. And so the journey ends. And that'd be the fate of Greg. Not so much of a second episode, really. I think I'll probably just slice this and put it onto the first, and then you guys can all laugh at me thinking that I was going to be able to get a second episode out of that. So day 1, I start my journey. Day 2, I met a family that was acting like nothing had changed. It seemed weird at first, but maybe it's only way to make the children have some kind of normal lives. Day 5, Lily joined me on my journey. I agreed to escort the young girl named Lily to her grandfather's home. She survived for so long thanks to her very protective dog Rex. Day 6, Barry joined me on my journey. Day 7, I spotted some people talking about the second revolution. They seemed more interested in taking power than stopping the infection. Who could think that putting a bomb in a teddy bear was a good idea? This world is making less and less sense each day. Leaving home was a mistake. I should never have come out. Or something along those lines. And there you go. That's March of the Living. So 1.5 episodes. You're welcome. You're welcome. But this is a game I do enjoy. It is quite morose. It is quite sad. It is quite depressing. It's quite Walking Dead, to be honest with you, and that's why I love it so. You'll probably see this again. I won't bring it back to the channel that soon, but the next time you do see it, I would have liked to think I've opened up another character and we can explore it with someone else. As it stands, Tom's gonna have to stay with his son of a bitch. Well, I wouldn't say stepfather because it was only a boyfriend of the ex-mom, but even so, it's not going to be his dad. His dad's been blown up by a teddy bear. Yeah, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So, once again, thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.